Welcome to today's video. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing fine, and it is again me, your teacher, Walter, here with another video. I hope you're really doing well with your family and everyone is enjoying good health. And considering how dangerous the outside world is becoming, I really wish you the best. Today we're going to keep working on those bad boys, the adverbs. However, we'll be focusing on a particular brand of actually two to be exact, those for time and those for frequency. First of all, we are going to have our usual challenge. I have a little trick. Guess in the comments what you think I am talking about. 3, 2, 1, go! Listen closely. I am going to tell you a story. One story that takes place in history itself. One that will inspire countless battles. A story of miracles, of salvation, of damnation. A story that is history. A tale of a serpent and the trigger of the greatest war of them all. A trigger, a reason for humanity's suffering. She is to be blamed, and only her is to be made responsible for the crime of existing. Do you know what I am? Write your guess in the comments. Alright, I crack my knuckles and let's start. Here we have the adverbs of time. They make part of both time and frequency, as you can see. We have frequency, schedule, sequence, and points of time. First, we have the usual adverbs we mostly use every time in our sentences, the ones we call frequency ones. Always, usually, frequently, often, rarely, hardly ever, or never. We have some others, that are made to be defined on schedule. Daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly or bi-monthly, yearly or bi-yearly. Right? We have the ones from sequence that establish first, second, third, and so on. Earlier, before, later, after, next, eventually, and finally. And some others that talk about points on time. Then, yesterday, now, currently, today, tonight, and tomorrow. So this vocabulary is key. I would advise you to stop the video right here and take notes of every and each category so you have them right there and you can use them anytime you need them. Alright? Now let's go for a little bit more on how do we use them, right? Usually these adverbs can work as answer for the questions using when, for how long, or how often. So when I ask you a question using when, usually it will demand you to use one of these adverbs of time. Today, yesterday, later, now, later, last year, and so on, right? When I ask you for how long, as I'm asking about the determined period of time, so I will be also asking you to use this kind of adverb. Or day, not long, for a while, since last year. And the question that you know of about frequency, which is how often, for sometimes, never, often, nearly, yearly, and so on. Alright? So these questions are key for knowing what adverb of time should we use. When the question is using when, we go for the ones that specify such times. When we go for how long, the ones that determine a period of time. And when we go how often, we go for the ones that determine a frequency of the action. Now here we have some aspects to take into consideration, right? Some other how often adverbs express the exact number of times. In addition, happens usually place at the end of the sentence. For example, this magazine is published monthly. He visits his mother once a week. So this will also be adverbs of frequency, right? But they will be used at the end of the sentence, and they usually express the exact number of times. Daily, monthly, every year, per week. Those are also very useful. When a frequency adverb is placed at the end of the sentence, it is much stronger. She regularly uh, visits France, or she visits France regularly. Now here we are focusing on my interest, using a language not for the grammar, but for the function. Now the idea in these two sentences is different, right? And we are using the same words. However, the emphasizing of the adverb at the end pays special attention to the time in which she invests visiting France. Alright? Here, in the first one, what is most important for the sentence, it's the idea that she visits France. However, if in the second example, it is more important that she does it regularly. So we're using basically the same words, and yet we're expressing not a different meaning, but a different emphasis in the idea. Here there are some other examples, right, where we can place them in the sentence. This time, in this first example, time is more important. Later, Anna ate some salad. In this time is more formal, like a policeman report, like the news and whatever. Anna later ate some salad. And also we have the collocation at the end, right? Anna ate some salad later, right? This is neutral, right? No particular emphasis. So number 3 is the one that we use most of the time because we don't really understand how functionality in these adverbs work. But now we can try some other examples and we will know that they are not wrong, but they mean something in particular. It doesn't mean that I can use 1, 2, or 3 whenever I want. No, on the contrary, it means that these usage 1 and 2 are so particular, so specific, that you need to consider when to use them and when the context demands to be used. So I brought you here an example of a little conversation. Always it is the same thing with this post office. What happened this time? I don't know what to do anymore. It is always the same ordeal with my packages. They either arrive late or damaged. That's curious. So far, I have never got any problem with them. So as seen above, adverbs of time are key to pinpoint your exact meaning. Here in the first sentence, Carlo is adding that this situation happens every time. And he's giving importance to this because he wants to make clear that they he is having an ordeal, a problem, a bad situation with the packages. They always are late or they are always damaged. So using always at the beginning gives the emphasis he wants to express right there. And in some other cases, they just make part of the sentence. What happened this time? I don't know what to do anymore, right? Here, in this example, Luna also adds some. So far, she means that as she's using it, the adverb by itself, it will be a similar usage to this one. Now she's countering the idea that Carlo is establishing, that it happens always. She's saying so far, it means that she never, from the past to the present, have had any sort of trouble with this company. Now, what they are doing in this sentence is they are giving the sentence color. They are giving it specifications that are necessary for a full, complete understanding. So we could just remove all of them, and what will remain will be kind of broken. Let's see. Right? This is the same conversation, but without any use of adverbs. It is the same thing with this post office. What happened? I don't know what to do. It is just the same ordeal with my packages. They are either arrived or damaged. So as you can see here in this sentence from Carlo, it will be broken because the adverb was necessary for the whole meaning. However, after that, that's curious. I have got any problem with them. Now, this will be a negation and an affirmation at the same time, which makes no sense. So, besides giving specific details, adverbs also specify when you use language. They draw, they give color, flavor, texture to the adverbs, to the verbs, so the action can be figured in the present, past, or future when you're using it. So they are very important. As you can see, the conversation is now broken due to the fact that it would seem they are talking in negation but asserting some other stuff. So, in terms of meaning, precision, adverbs help a great deal on communication the right idea, right? So, on the communication of the right idea. So, adverbs are key for communicating your idea properly, giving them a full sense, giving them a specific detail you want to add. So in conclusion, in conversation, the proper use of adverbs will add to the richness and flavor of your speech. They are in no way necessary, like all the time necessary, per se, in aims of communicating a message, yet they are pretty useful in giving taste to what you want to say. Okay? So it is not like always you need to use adverbs, but the specificity of the ideas you can create with the use of adverbs can be sometimes very beneficial. For example, I like pizza with pineapple. What you're doing there is communicating an idea. Like nobody cares. Ah, yeah, you like pizza. Okay. Here, I always like pizza with pineapple. Now, this idea is more particular than this one. This establishes the idea that you eat pizza only in case of piña existing in the pizza. Now, for the last, I always like pizza with pineapple at night on weekends. So, in this case, this idea is so particular that people knows that you are not crazy about eating pizza all the time, but you prefer it to be eaten with pineapple and you like it on weekends, right? As seen in the example above, adding adverbs will give a sense of certainty to your speech. It will make it more specific. Adding specific details may come welcome. Considering, of course, we are not aiming only for mere communication of an isolated idea, but is for that of a full sense and precise meaning of our intended arguments. So when you are discussing and presenting arguments in details in articles, it is very important to pinpoint specificity in what you want to say. So I know today's video is full of gibberish and it's very grammatic based, but it is very necessary for what we're going to keep doing on this week to come. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay home, stay safe. Goodbye.